Today I am going to chant a few verses of Sri Bhavanyashtakam. Gatisthvam, gatisthvam, tvameka bhavani. Gatisthvam, gatisthvam, tvameka bhavani. Na janami dhanam, na cha dhyana yogam, na janami tantram, na cha stotra mantram, na janami puja, na cha nyasa yogam. Gatisthvam, gatisthvam, tvameka bhavani. Gatisthvam, gatisthvam, tvameka bhavani. Na janami punyam, na janami tirtham, na janami muktim, nayam va kadachit, na janami bhaktim, vratam vapi mada. Gatisthvam, gatisthvam, tvameka bhavani. Gatisthvam, gatisthvam, tvameka bhavani. Brajesham, ramesham, mahesham, suresham, dinesham, nishitheshwaram, vakadachit, na janami janyam, suranam, sharanye. Gatisthvam, gatisthvam, tvameka bhavani. Gatisthvam, gatisthvam, tvameka bhavani. Vivade, vishade, pramade, pravase, jale, chanale, parvate, shatru madhye, aranye, sharanye, sada mam pramahi. Gatisthvam, gatisthvam, tvameka bhavani. Gatisthvam, gatisthvam, tvameka bhavani. Anadro, daritro, jararogayukto, mahakshila-dina, sada jadyavatra, vipatto, pravishta, pranashta, sadaham. Gatisthvam, gatisthvam, tvameka bhavani. Gatisthvam, gatisthvam, tvameka bhavani. Gatisthvam, gatisthvam, tvameka bhavani.
I'm reading from the book Talks with Swami Vivekananda. Here, disciple, you have heard Swamiji infuses great courage, enthusiasm, energy and strength into the heart. Swamiji, by degrees the heart has to be strengthened. If one man is made, it equals the result of 100,000 lectures. Making the mind and the lips at one, the ideas have to be really practiced in life. This is what Sri Ramakrishna meant by allowing no theft in the chamber of thought. You have to be practical in all spheres of work. The whole country has been ruined by masses of theories. He who is the true son of Sri Ramakrishna will manifest the practical side of religious ideas and will set to work with one pointed devotion without paying heed to the prattling of men or the society. Haven't you heard of the couplet of Tulsidas? The elephant walks the marketplace and 1,000 dogs bark at him. So the sadhus have no ill feeling if the worldly people slander them. You have to walk in this way. No count should be taken of the words of people. If one has to pay heed to their praise or blame, no great work can be accomplished in this life. Nayatma bala hinena labhya. The Atman is not to be gained by the weak. If there is no strength in body and mind, the Atman cannot be realized. First, you have to build a body by good nutritious food. Then only will the mind be strong. The mind is but the subtle part of the body. You must retain great strength in your mind and words. I am low. Repeating these ideas in the mind, man belittles and degrades himself. Therefore the Shastras say, he who thinks himself free, free he becomes. He who thinks himself bound, bound he remains. This popular saying is true. As one thinks, so one becomes. He alone who is always awake to the idea of freedom becomes free. He who thinks he is bound endures life after life in the state of bondage. It's a fact. This truth holds good both in spiritual and temporal matters. Those who are always downhearted and dispirited in this life can do no work. From life to life they come and go wailing and moaning. The earth is enjoyed by only the heroes. This is the unfailing truth. Be a hero. Always say, I have no fear. Tell this to everyone. Have no fear. Fear is death. Fear is sin. Fear is hell. Fear is unrighteousness. Fear is wrong life. All the negative thoughts and ideas that are in this world have proceeded from this evil spirit of fear. This fear alone has kept the sun, air and death in their respective places and functions, allowing none to escape from its bounds. Through fear of this fire burns, the sun heats. Through fear, Indra and Vayu are carrying on their functions, and death stalks upon this earth. When the gods Indra, Chandra, Vayu and Varuna will attain to fearlessness, then will they become one with the Brahman. And all this phantasm of the world will vanish. Therefore I say, be fearless, be fearless. Yes.
Now a short period of meditation. special guest on this special Sunday service. Swami Tadananda ji has come all the way from Fiji to North America. After traveling a few centers in US, he has come to our Toronto center, and we are getting him for last 2 days. Friday he took the scripture class, Friday he came, and yesterday he went to see Toronto University and other places, see a tower, and today after the talk he will go to Niagara Falls. That's our the most visiting place and the pride of Canada. And before that, we'll all be soaked in his talk. At the talk we heard on Friday, those who have come for his scripture class, how beautifully he explained. Today's talk is also very important. To introduce him finally, formally, is that Swami joined the Ramakrishna Order in 1991 in the Bangalore Center. And then he was 1 year at Berulma in PPTC, Pre-Probationers Training Center. And after that, in 2 years, in 1993, he was posted to Deoghar Center. A very prestigious school is there now in the state of Jharkhand, earlier it was in Bihar. Very famous old residential school from which many students have come. He was there, the vice principal and in charge of the higher secondary school, the newly built higher secondary school, and he did a lot of work in guiding the students. He got formal monastic vows of sannyas in 2001. And then he was, for a brief period, he was in Golpar, and then he was transferred to Hyderabad in 2003, where he was until 2006 there. Then the authorities thought him sending to the West, to the foreign countries to preach Vedanta, and he was posted in Sydney as assistant to Swami Tadananda ji Maharaj. Many of you know that Swami, senior Swami, he gives a fantastic talk, so popular among the Vedanta students all over the world. He was there for a few years, and headquarters thought he has to be given a greater responsibility of becoming head of our Fiji center. And he is now head since 2008. And in View Center, I request Swami to say something about Fiji. People ask, where is Fiji, Swamiji? He feels annoyed, you don't know in the country Fiji, where it's so famous, there are so many people from Indian diaspora are there, I don't know where the Fiji is. So Swamiji, I request you to say something about the Fiji, doing great work. We have a higher secondary school run there, he is in charge of the whole center, a mobile dispensary, a vocational center, and they are very busy with 3 monks and all the devotees together. He runs the center. Swami is a very gifted speaker, very learned, erudite Swami. So I need not say this, you will just know from his talk, which will be just delivered. I request Swami to come to the dais and give his talk. Swami Tadananda ji Maharaj.
Thank you for your kind words of welcome. And dear friends, it's a pleasure to be here this morning to share some ideas on a project that I'm traveling around the US and Canada. That's the main purpose of my visit. I'll explain that in due course. But as Maharaj said, Fiji is in a small drop in the Pacific Ocean, so to say. You're maybe more familiar with the Fiji water bottles that you see on various tables. That comes from Fiji, so you're having some good water from there. But the center was started in 1939 by Swami Rudraanji, then Swami Damodaranji and other Swamis spoke through. Currently we have a high school, more than 900 students. It was started in 1949. It was the first private secondary school in Fiji. It's very well known throughout the country there. We have a Sharda Medical Center where we see around 400 patients per week for free consultation, nursing and medications. And we have a Vivekananda Technical Center through which we provide certified courses to farmers. People who have never been trained, so we go out and train them on their fields and give them a formal qualification, all for free. Fiji gets hit by cyclones and floods and all that, so we, once in a year almost, are very busy with a lot of relief work. 3 Swamis are there, we are kept very, very busy with that. But we did something very interesting in 2000 and starting in 2012. We didn't have a temple when we went to Fiji. A simple shrine was there. We thought it's time we build something. But we didn't want to build just an ordinary temple where ordinary worship will be happening. Swamiji's idea was worship of the living God, Ar Seva, Narayan Seva. And we thought how we can worship these 900 children who are coming to us, Hindus, Muslims, Christians. These are the future of the country. So we built a meditation center, a universal meditation center, specifically designed with the philosophy and ideology of meditation. And recently our students prepared a 10-minute documentary on that. So, rather than explaining, I will ask our friends there to run that little 10-minute documentary, and then I will tell you how we are working through this. Put a volume on that.
The slides put up the number.
Everyone, there is that infinite soul.
Can you take it back to the
Assuring
beginning?
the infinite possibility and the infinite capacity of all to become. Let every man and woman and child, without respect of caste or birth, weakness or strength, hear and learn that behind the strong and the weak, behind the high and the low, behind everyone, there is that infinite soul, assuring the infinite possibility and the infinite capacity of all to become great and good. Let us proclaim to every soul, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Arise, awake, awake from this hypnotism of weakness. None is really weak. The soul is infinite, omnipotent, and omniscient. Stand up, assert yourselves, proclaim the God within you. Do not deny Him. Dehypnotize yourselves. The way to do that is found in your own sacred books. Teach yourselves. Teach everyone His real nature. Call upon the sleeping soul and see how it awakens. Power will come, glory will come, goodness will come, purity will come, and everything that is excellent will come when this sleeping soul is lost to self-conscious activity.
Hello, this is Priyanka Mishra. In this video, me and my friends are going to talk to you about our state-of-the-art, one-of-a-kind meditation center located at our school. For those of you that do not know, Swami Vivekananda College, SVC in short, is located just a few minutes outside of Lendi town and has a student population of about 1,000 students from all walks of life. And that's what makes SVC so cool. But amongst other exciting things happening, what makes SVC even more cool is our Universal Meditation Center, UMC for short. The UMC is where my colleagues and I spend time meditating on a regular basis. With the assistance of our amazing instructor Swamiji, we find that meditation is very useful for us to help us with our studies, mental and also emotional challenges. So recently, a few of us got together and decided we wanted to know more about the meditation center and the philosophies behind it. We went ahead and interviewed Swamiji and asked him a few questions which we believe you will find interesting. The first question we wanted to know about was the ideals behind the Ramakrishna mission.
The vision of education of Ramakrishna mission as expounded by Swami Vivekananda is the manifestation of perfection already in man. This means all knowledge, all beauty, all purity, all goodness is already inherent deep within man. Education is a training, the process by which we manifest that. All facilities such as the curriculum, the teachers, the facilities in the schools are there to empower the youth, the children, to bring out that inherent perfection. We find that normally our education system caters to the physical and the intellectual needs, the emotional needs, the moral and ethical dimension of our being, and the spiritual needs are not really included in our curriculum. As such, the education that we deliver to them is not holistic, it is lopsided. So when life throws challenges to them, emotional challenges, moral and ethical dilemmas, then they are not equipped to face those challenges because they are weak in those areas.
Secondly, we asked him to explain to us how the construction of the meditation center would have addressed some of the emotional challenges being faced by the younger generation.
So to address this shortcoming, we undertook a unique project to build a meditation center at our school with the idea of imparting this training in the art of acquiring mastery over our emotions, our thought processes, so that we can empower the youth by connecting them deep within themselves to the infinite reservoir of knowledge, beauty, the fountain of joy, so that they can draw as much as they want. So you will see that when we teach the children the art of concentrating their mind, it will empower them to make the right decisions at the right time. Now, where does this power come from? The trick is to learn how we can draw whatever we need from within us so that it nourishes us physically, emotionally, intellectually, morally, ethically, and spiritually. And so this spiritual essence of man is the fountainhead and the reservoir of all that we require. And it requires some training, some exercise. Just like if you want to become strong, we go to a gymnasium and do exercises, then you put food and you become strong physically. Likewise, to manifest strength at a moral and ethical level, at an emotional level and a spiritual level, we also require exercises.
In our discussions with Swamiji, we went on to learn that there was a great deal of information behind the actual building itself, the meditation center. For example, we learned that when it was designed, it was done in such a way that the sun had to be just at the right angles to illuminate the building and thus harness the energy. We also had the privilege to talk to the architect of the building itself, Mr. Allen, who comes all the way from Australia. This is what he had to say about the building.
We were trying to make the building reflect the process of meditation. When you come into a building to practice meditation, you should feel as though you're separate from the outside world. You shut down, you internalize. It's really important that the energy is still in the place. It shouldn't feel as though there's distractions, that the energy is shooting off, that you're constantly distracted by cars going past or these sorts of things. Another one was to have a sense of connecting this building to the universal cycles, like the sun. The sun is a very great symbol in all the traditions and is used in all sacred buildings. This college, as you know, has students from many different traditions and backgrounds. And the three main cultural or religious groups that come to this school are from the Christian, the Hindu and the Islamic communities. So we wanted to make sure though that even those people who weren't part of any of those still felt welcome. So there's a sense that whichever way you approach this building, from whichever direction or background you came from, you felt that you could go to the centre of it, that it had meaning for you, that it wasn't just for one particular group.
A little later, some of my colleagues that make the building one of a kind, not only in Fiji, but in the South Pacific?
As you walk around this building, you'll see there are many different entries. You can see there are entries here all the way around the building. So regardless of which direction you come from, and symbolically whichever culture or tradition you come from, you can always see to the centre of the meditation hall. When you come inside, if you look around, you cannot see outside, and that reflects the process of meditation.
Imagine it to be the light of knowledge that dispels the darkness of ignorance. It's a light of purity that fills you with holiness. It's a light of peace that fills you with serenity and tranquility, spreading its radiance in all directions. Focus on the divine light within you. You may replace it with any divine form of your choice. And if you wish, you may repeat the universal sound Om to help in your concentration. Wherever the mind wanders away, bring it back to the divine vision.
So we've been learning about meditation since 2015. Let's also hear what some of our students and teachers have to say about the impact of the meditation program at our college.
It has given me the sense of responsibility, the ability to carry out my responsibilities and obligations in a correct manner. Also has given me the opportunity to go about things, my roles as a deputy head boy in the college, in the correct and right path as it is supposed to be done.
I have been meditating at the Universal Meditation Center for the past 4 years, from year 9 up until now, which is year 12. As we grew up, as we matured, we realized how important this was for us. And now, meditation to us is a habit. It's something that is part of us, part of our school life.
The world is changing rapidly through globalization. As a result, technology is having a greater impact on the lives of our children. Therefore, children need to develop the ability to think critically and make right choices. We believe through guided meditation, students will be empowered towards good and acceptable behavior and will train their mind to make correct choices and decisions in life.
As an assistant principal of Swami Vedanta College, I've seen that students from the year 2015 have started practicing meditation, and this has had a positive impact because a lot of behavioral problems have been solved.